Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with the powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a re-entry into a series that I have done a couple times on our channel, and that series is going to be What Board Game Did I Back? Where what I'm going to be doing is taking a look and showing you guys the different board games that I have backed in a given month, and talking to you about them, talk about why I chose to back them, what attracted me to that game, and kind of like what was the ultimate deciding factor as to why I chose to back that given project. Now, I've done a couple of videos like this on our channel before, but I really want to start being consistent every single month with this type of content so you guys can get an in-depth look of some of the games that I like, maybe some of the games that I think Sierra would like, and just give you a better look into us and what types of games or mechanics or things like that that we enjoy playing, and also the games that I have backed. And who knows, maybe there's some games that I cover that you guys have not heard of or did not see that you might be interested in, or maybe you're on the fence with a given game and you see that I've backed it and my reasoning for backing that game, you're like, you know what, I think I'm gonna commit and back that game as well. Again, the whole purpose of this, guys, is to kind of promote some more board games and give you guys an in-depth look at some of the style of games that we like here in our channel. All right, guys, so how this video is gonna work is I'm gonna talk about some honorable mentions, some games that I was so close to backing but ultimately did not, and then we're gonna move in and talk about the projects that I actually did back on either Kickstarter or a game found. And last but not least, guys, before we dive into this video, I do want to say that, man, look, I feel like the last 2 months of projects were tough, man. September and October had so many great projects that I was interested in, and big, beefy projects that generated a lot of money. But alas, I don't have unlimited funds, and so I have to be very selective in the style and sometimes types of board games that I'm backing in a given month to be able to get a good amount of board games. You know, like, I don't want to drop $500 on one game and then that's the only game that I have in that given month, right? I'd rather spread that money around, or, you know, $200, $300, whatever. I'd rather spread that money around to get a different selection of games so that I have more content for our channel and that you guys can get a variety, or really just have a variety of content on our channel. But alas, let's go ahead and jump to the computer screen and take a look at the games that I backed for the month of October 2025. All right, guys, we got the first game here on our screen. Now, remember, this is the honorable mention. So there's 3 honorable mention games that I'm going to be talking about before we dive into the actual games that I have backed. If you guys want to skip these honorable mentions, I will put a timestamp down below where the actual games that I backed start. Or if you guys want to take a look or listen at these honorable mentions, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the very first honorable mention for this month is Honor's End, okay? Honor's End is a co-op deck builder with an optional narrative campaign. Unravel the mysteries of Valora and discover the true meaning of honor. And this one is coming to you from Ivy Studios here. Ivy Studios. And Honor's End is a board game for 1 to 4 players, 60 to 120 minutes, in ages 14 plus. Now, if you guys know me, you know, number one, I love campaign style games. I have way too many campaign style games. I love cooperative games as well. So cooperative campaign style games, I love them. And then you add in deck building. I would say deck building is probably one of my top 2 favorite mechanics in a game. So you have 3 things that I really enjoy in a particular game, and that is what has attracted me to Honor's End. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, there are 2 reasons as to why I did not back this one. Number 1 is, like I mentioned earlier, guys, I just have way too many campaign games right now that I have not finished. You know, off the top of my head, I have Primal that I have not finished. I've had Kinfire Chronicles for 2 years now and have not finished that one. We have not finished Dragon Eclipse. I have not finished Tamashii, Chronicles of Ascend. So that is 4 campaign games right there in our collection. I also got Grim Coven on the way and Odalin Dungeons of Doom, so on the way as well. So that is 6 large big box campaign style games that I have not finished yet, that you know, I felt like getting Honor's End, that this one would just kind of sit on the table or sit on the shelf for a very, very long time, and I wouldn't get a whole lot of value on it. So that was kind of the first reason as to why I ultimately chose not to back this one. And then the second reason right here, the Kickstarter Deluxe Edition being $89. That's a very high price point, and you'll see with some of the other games that I backed, you know, that price just kind of adds up. So, you know, this is eating basically $90 up in a given month for me. And as I mentioned earlier, I want to try and sparse a lot of my money that I've dedicated for a given month on board games, want to sparse that out. And so I felt like I wouldn't have as many options if I backed Honor's End as well. So those are the 2 main reasons as to why I ultimately did not end up backing Honor's End, but I was so close to backing this one. The second project that is an honorable mention here is Don't Starve, the board game. This is the official tabletop adaptation of the video game Don't Starve, which is a 1 to 4 player roguelike adventure where you're exploring, crafting, fighting, and surviving together. Now, I saw this and I was instantly excited. I was juiced, and I actually backed this project right away. For those of you that don't know, me and Sierra actually are huge fans of the Don't Starve universe. We play Don't Starve together. We try and play that at least 3 to 4 times a week. We got a world that we've built out. We've got like 180 something days in our Don't Starve together world, and it's a game that we really enjoy. And so I saw this and immediately backed this one. But as the weeks kind of went on and I thought more and more about it, I was just like, do we really need a tabletop adaptation of a game? Like, if we want to play Don't Starve and scratch that itch per se, right? Or like, let's say we only got 30 minutes. It's very easy, or it's easier to boot up the PlayStation and click that X button to start the application of Don't Starve together and jump right into that world, right? Rather than having to get this box out, set up all the setup, set up the world, set up the miniatures, do the scenarios, all that different stuff. I just felt like it was more efficient at the end of the day to just not back this tabletop adaptation, because we have the digital version of it, and the digital version is actually going to save us a lot more time and allow us to actually play more of the game than I felt like if we had this tabletop edition. But like I said, I backed this one right away, ended up canceling my pledge because of that reason. And man, this one was a tough one. These miniatures look great. The Beefalo miniatures look so cute. And yeah, this was a tough one to not back for this given month. But this was Don't Starve, the board game. This one is coming to you from Glass Cannon Unplugged, all right? And like I say, 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes per playthrough, ages 14 plus. All right, guys, the last project for this week that is an honorable mention is Dice Throne Vanguard. And again, this was a tough one not to back. As you guys know, look, Dice Throne is one of my top 3 favorite games of all time. So why did I not back Dice Throne Vanguard? Especially since I've been clamoring for more original IP heroes. And I think the simple fact with this one, guys, is twofold. Number one, we just have so much Dice Throne content already. I feel like with some of these games, right, these living games essentially is what Dice Throne has become, legacy style games, or living card game, well, not living card game, but living style games, which is what I feel Dice Throne has become now. It gets to a certain point where you have too much content, right? Like, we have all the heroes from season 1. We have all the heroes from season 2. That's 16 heroes right there. We have Santa versus Krampus. We got Deadpool. We got the Marvel X-Men heroes, which is another 8. And then I backed the Dice Throne Outcast, getting another 4 heroes. And so it just gets to a certain point where you have so much content content for it, that a lot of your stuff is going to go unplayed. And I just felt like, man, even though these heroes look great and they look phenomenal, that these heroes would just be sitting on a shelf and some of them would never get played ever. I try them once, of course, and they never get played again, where I really want to start playing more of the original heroes from Dice Throne. And so that's kind of the number one reason as to why I chose not to back Dice Throne Vanguard. But I should probably give you guys a look at Dice Throne Vanguard. So there's 4 heroes, new hype heroes: the Druid, the Sun Elf, the Forge Master, and the Duelist. Dice Throne is a game for 2 to 6 players, right around 30 minutes, ages 10 plus. The second reason as to why I chose not to back this particular expansion is I am not a fan of how they chose to do these accessory packs, right? I was very vocal about this. I've been vocal about this on the Kickstarter campaign page. I've been vocal about this on the Dice Throne community page. Look, I understand the direction that they are trying to move. They want to make things more easier for retail, and it just helps with the process a lot easier. But for me, there's one thing that I really only want in the accessories for my Dice Throne characters, and that is the card sleeves. The miniatures, I would love to have the miniatures, but where are you going to store them? Because I'm even afraid that I'm not going to have enough room to store all of the miniatures in the Outcasts expansion in the original Dice Throne Adventures box, because I have all of the miniatures from Season 1 and Season 2 for all the characters. I have the Santa versus Krampus miniature, and I don't even have any of the Marvel miniatures. I chose not to get those miniatures, and that room is full. So I am worried that even adding in the 4 Outcasts, if I'm gonna have enough room to store all of those miniatures. So it's really like storing all those miniatures, I don't know where they would go. I don't really care about the acrylic tokens. For me, it was mainly just I want the card sleeves, and because they did not offer the card sleeves separate, that was kind of the ultimate deciding factor in this one. That was kind of the nail in the coffin for me as to why I chose not to back Dice Throne Vanguard, on top of already having so much Dice Throne content. All right, guys, well, look, those were the 3 games that would be honorable mentions for me. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the projects that I have actually backed this month. So we have 5 projects that I've backed this month, 4 on Kickstarter and 1 on GameFound. We're gonna go ahead and continue on Kickstarter and take a look at these projects, and then head to GameFound for the very last one. So the first project that I ended up backing this month is Robo Rescue. All right, Robo Rescue is a race for depleting resources and guide your robot home from a collapsing Martian facility in this strategic adventure for 1 to 4 players. Now, like I said, guys, this is a board game. If I can find it down here, for 2 to 4 players, actually. 10 plus, 60 minutes per playthrough. This one is coming to you from Everland Studio. And they had a previous campaign where it was like, hey, you could get a Origins game for free. All you had to do is pay shipping, and that one was called Robo Rescue Origins. It's kind of like a prequel to this one. I ended up backing that. I enjoyed that game, and so when this came out, I saw this. Now, what attracted me to this game? The very first thing is I love the mechanics and the overall look of this game. So from a mechanics standpoint, you can see here on the board, guys, you are going to be having these little robots. You're going to be controlling these robots through card play. So there's going to be cards with different directions that you are going to be moving and angling your robot around. And you're going to be landing on these different spots and collecting resources and things like that. And you're going to have a player board where you're going to be doing a couple different things. And so, you're going to be collecting these chips. You're going to be collecting oil. You have like this little mini game over here where you're going to be connecting one end of this rope or wire to another end, and all your goal is to build these engines right here and put them on your ship. And so from a mechanic standpoint, it's almost like you're playing these 3 little mini games, right? You're trying to collect chips, or you're trying to collect oil, or you're trying to do like tile placement to connect these different wires. And so I thought that was really cool. And then of course the miniatures come with it as well. And then finally for me, it was the And finally, the engine miniatures, like you have your little rocket ship, you're sliding these rockets on there, and then you are trying to take off with your rockets. Like they had like a funny little, like maybe if I scroll up is where they had the, nope, it was down here. They had like a cool little, right there, the rockets blasting off with this particular, image that they have right here. I thought that was so cool right there, rockets blasting off. So I thought that was cool for me, just that tactile feel. So all those things kind of combined. The overall mechanics and the look are the first reason as to why I chose to back this game. But ultimately, the deciding factor for me was the price point. So $56 US for the deluxe base game. It is very hard pressed nowadays for you to find a deluxe version of a game for under $60. So when I saw the mechanics and I liked the mechanics and I liked the look of the game and how it played, and then I saw this price point, I think if you can find a deluxe version of a game for under 60 bucks, that is a great price point. So that was kind of the ultimate deciding factor for me as to why I chose Robo Rescue. But that is the very first game that I backed this month, Robo Rescue. All right, guys, let's move on to the next one. We have the Garden Trilogy, all right? Paradise of dinosaur, birds, and fish. Build your own aquarium, aviary, and dino park with cute wooden tokens. The 3 games by Tosuka Chow each offer a unique experience. Aqua Garden, Sky Garden, and Dino Garden are the 3 games in this particular trilogy. These are 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes, and this is coming to you from Uchi Bokoya Games, which has done a lot of great projects. The main thing that attracted me to this project is we own Aqua Garden. We love Aqua Garden. We have everything Aqua Garden, which I will scroll down here and show you guys. They had like a example of like all the Aqua Garden content in the world, but right here. So we own all of this Aqua Garden content, the Beachcombing expansion, all these little mini expansions. And what Aqua Garden is basically you are building out an aquarium. So these are kind of some of the different examples here. So you're going to be moving around a board. You're going to be collecting these turtles and fish and coral and things like that, building out an aquarium. Like I said, what attracted me this is this all-in-one insert. So they kind of had this upgrade pack that you could get if you owned the original Aqua Garden game, and I believe it was only 16 US dollars. If I scroll down here and find it, and it gave you dual layer player boards, so it upgraded your player boards. It gave you that all-in-one storage, right? So you get a new box, you get the plastic insert, you get 4 dual layer boards, and so for me, that is like an instant back for this particular campaign. Get the upgraded box. I can fit all the expansion content in there and not really have to worry. And because some of those boxes are very tight and very small. So that was the main thing. And then I took a look at this and really enjoyed the Sky Garden, right? Arranging these different birds and mating for reproductions. I just think the little birdies look so cute. I feel like Sierra is really going to enjoy this game. And I love that when you put all 3 of these together, it kind of creates a landscape. If they have a picture of all 3 of these together, show you guys this landscape right here. So you can see like it creates this little landscape. And so I would love to be able to have the Aqua Garden box and the Sky Garden box to create this nice little landscape with the 2 of these together. Now, Dino Garden, I just felt like didn't really appeal to me. I'm not really a big dinosaur fan. And I don't think Sierra is not really a big dinosaur fan either. So Dino Garden really didn't appeal to any of us, but Sky Garden did. So with this trilogy, I'm not necessarily backing the entire trilogy. I'm backing the Sky Garden game and then getting that upgrade for Aqua Garden as well. So that is the next project that I backed. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Smallfolk, which is a cozy tableau builder. Take an exciting journey with your friends in this cozy 1 to 4 player game from Rock Nest Games. Look, this one is strictly a backing for Sierra. I took a look at this. This is a game for 1 to 4 players, 45 minutes, ages 10 plus. I saw the artwork. This is, discover folk tales in this cozy board game for 1 to 4 players. Immerse yourself in Greek, Japanese, Arabian, and Celtic myths and legends. Now, I'm not gonna lie. that's partly why I'm attracted to this game as well. I love mythology. I love Greek mythology, Japanese mythology, all sorts of mythology I love. So that was a huge plus for me. But taking a look at the game and the artwork and the cards, like look at all these cute little cards. I think this is something that Sierra is really, really going to enjoy. And with it being a cozy style game, I feel like this is going to be something right up her alley. And so for me, those are pretty much the number one reason as to why I backed this was mainly for Sierra. And then when I saw that it has mythology to it, that was just a bonus for me as well. So Smallfolk, a small tableau builder coming to you from Rockness Games. All right, the last project that we have on Kickstarter that I backed is Disco Heist Laundry. All right, travel back in time to the radical 1980s where you'll compete to put together a crew of criminals for the heist of the decade. So this is a game for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 plus, right around 30 minutes per player. A little heavier game than I would like, but what really attracted me to this game is this overall theme, the theme of the game here, where you're taking on this kingpin, you got a board, you're going around to these different locations right here, and you guys are pulling off heists, right? But what's also cool is they got cops going around that you got to be careful for, police barricades and phone booths and things like that. And so I love just the theme, the mechanics of the game looked really good. So you can see down here, you're going to play cards, you're going to move around this board, you're going to avoid the fuzz, as I like to say. And so 5-0, you know, I think that's cool how they added in like the police being this AI mechanic. You'll get stars throughout the game, kind of like GTA, right? So like if the higher, the more heists you pull off or the more things you do, you're going to get a higher star rating. So you got to be careful not to get caught. If you get caught, you lose all of your money. So to me, like I just love the theme of how they put this whole thing together. And then as you can see right here, guys, the deluxe edition of this game being only $60 US is what kind of sealed the deal for me. Again, you'll notice with a lot of games that I back is the artworks, the mechanics, those are the things that are going to attract me to the game. And then your price point is kind of what is going to be the overall deciding factor for me if I do want to back that. So with this deluxe edition, right, you basically get that free expansion, you get the upgraded tokens and things like that. But yeah, I mean, this one was it looks super interesting. It looks fun. I'm definitely excited to try this one out. But the Disco Heist Laundry is this one, and this one is coming to you from Mike Nade, all right, and Rock Manor Games. That's who's bringing this one to you. But Disco Heist Laundry, tableau building Euro game, looks very interesting for me. All right, guys, the last project that I backed this month is going to be over on GameFound, and this is Unstable Games' newest game, which is called Mystic Moon. So 2 to 4 players, 60 minutes playtime, ages 8 plus. And this one, look, we always love the Unstable Games line, and we back almost all of those games. What's the Casting Shadows we backed, and then I can't remember the one after that. You know, Here to Slay was actually the first one that we backed, then Casting Shadows, then we did the Triangle game. Oh man, I can't remember what that one was called off the top of my head. I did not back the Creatures one, which I'm kind of kicking myself because I wish I did back that one. But look, we backed almost every single Unstable Games project. We love them. We love the uniqueness of the games, how they continue to come up with cute games that are appealing, that look great on the table, and then they also have different mechanics. But their newest game, Mystic Moons, is, let's see if I can show you guys what a synopsis of this about is. Let me see if they kind of have a do they have a synopsis on the actual game of what it is. Meet the Witches. Basically, what you're going to be doing is brewing potions. You'll basically be brewing potions, right? So the Mystic Moon is rising, and that means it's peak season to brew potions and stir up a little mischief. Forage in the Moonlight Garden, barter with the mysterious Elder Witch, and arrange puzzles of ingredients in your bubbling cauldron as you prove your prowess to the stars. But witches should beware. Your rivals may unleash mischievous frogs to snatch your ingredients or poisonous mushrooms to sabotage your brew, because when the moon completes its final cycle, only one witch will shine the brightest. Look, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I have not looked a whole lot into this project. This, for me, was an immediate back just from the standpoint of it being an unstable games project. Like I said, we own all of those projects, all of their most recent projects except for one. We really enjoy them as a company. They always do great jobs at projects. And what I found out is their projects always resell really well on the second-hand market. So if you do like one of their projects, they always have a very high resale value. So that's always a great caveat as well. So that's why I'm never worried or ever scared about backing one of these projects, no matter what the price point is, that if we don't end up liking it, we can either get our same value or higher value back from that particular project. So for me, those would be the two reasons as to why I back this particular project. Number one, just the publishing company, Unstable Games. I love all of their games. We love all of their games, I should say, because Sierra's in that as well. They always do great production quality, great games that are fun to play. And the second thing, if you don't end up liking that game, they always resell very, very well on the market, because as you can see here, like throughout this campaign, you'll find many items labeled as exclusive or limited edition. So you're not going to be able to find a lot of this stuff on the retail or anywhere. The only way you can find this stuff is on the second-hand market. But I ended up backing the deluxe edition for $49 US. You get the base game, you get 3 expansions, Curse of the Zodiac, Secrets, Alchemy, you get card sleeves with all that stuff. It's always really good value as well. But that is the last project for this month, Mystic Moon. All right, guys, well, look, those are the projects that I have backed for the month of October. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, drop down below where any of these projects you backed, or are there other projects that I should have backed that I did not show here today, or you're like, hey, you're really missing out on this project, you gotta take a look at this one. Last but not least, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.